Back when I was 24, I tried my luck at plentyoffish.com. This was maybe only months before Tinder started getting popular, and I had a way better experience with that app, but then instead of just holding off for a few months, I was so desperate that I went with the jankiest, most depressing website in history, Plenty of Fish. When I was using it, there seemed to be a lot of really sad-looking divorcees who put their last few chips on finding love online. I mean, all power to them. They deserve it, and I hope they find someone. But reading all the stories of divorce and wanting to remember what real love feels like as a 24-year-old guy, it was just uber depressing sometimes. But then, after a month or two of striking out, I get talking to this cute girl who's the same age as me, and as the days go by, we really started hitting it off. We had to wait until I was home from college in December to actually meet up, but she was great conversation, and she was so cute, so I don't mind waiting to date her. And even better, when it came to actually organizing something, she invited me over to her family's home because her mom and dad were out of town visiting relatives for the holiday. I know it might sound crude, but finding out that her folks wouldn't be there was when I figured that it would no longer be just a movie and a pizza kind of deal, and that if I played it right, I actually might eat breakfast there too, if you know what I mean. Anyway, I go over to her place for what amounted to our first date. Everything went smooth and I ended up staying overnight. Then, the next morning, I wake up earlier than she does and I'm just sort of lying there, watching her sleep. I know that sounds creepy, but she looks super cute asleep and generally reveling in that little feeling of victory you get after a date going well. The next thing I know, I hear the front door open and slam as someone enters the house downstairs, and instantly I'm rolling out of bed to get dressed because there's no way I want my first introduction to her parents to be just appearing in their house having obviously slept with their daughter. Me rolling out of bed wakes her up too, and when she hears someone downstairs, she starts freaking out and telling me to hide as we begin hearing someone walking up the stairs. I just throw on what little clothing I had in reach, then basically dived under the girl's bed and kept really, really still and quiet. Seconds later, I see the door open, and the feet of the guy I assumed was her dad walking into her room. But then the way he started talking to her was not how any dad talks to his daughter. At first, I assumed the worst, like they had some kind of really unhealthy relationship or something, especially when I heard them kiss, and it sounded a lot like it was on the lips. But then, as they carried on talking, I realized that they definitely weren't father and daughter, and that my date had some kind of weird sugar daddy relationship with this guy while living in his house. The idea of getting caught by that guy and not the girl's dad had me way, way more scared for some reason. But then when he said that he was going to go take a shower, I breathed a sigh of relief knowing that I actually had an escape route. The second the guy left the room, I scrambled out from under the bed and started putting the rest of my clothes on, whispering to the girl like, "What the actual F were you thinking putting me in danger like this?" She's just like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I didn't think he'd be home so soon." She didn't even address the fact that it wasn't even her parents' place, and I was so mad about all the things she'd lied about that I didn't even bother to bring them up. After all, the priority was getting dressed and getting out of there.